Alright guys, welcome back to Eat Sleep Brief. Today we're going to be doing a little bit different video. This is going to be a live video, so it is no voiceover. This is me. And the reason I'm doing this is, this video is comparing the Gyre XF230 versus the MP-10 by Ecotech Marine. I do want to state this from the very beginning, guys. This is kind of a very unfair review. So don't really take everything I'm going to say, don't take it too literally, because it's not fair to compare a powerhead style pump to this, Gyre, if you would. The Gyre, the way it moves water is through a horizontal plane all through the full length of the pump, which is about that much. So it's going to obviously move water more equally. It's going to move more water, and when it does move the water, it's not as aggressive as one of these power heads. These type of power heads here throw more of a conical, concentrated burst of water, which is good. I honestly won't say none of these are bad pumps. None of these water flows are bad. Each tank will do better from another, and obviously some tanks will benefit from both of them. So yeah, there is no really better one. It's just a matter of what you're looking for. So we are going to start off with the Gyre here. This is the XF230. This is a lower model that they make of the two pumps. There's the XF230 and the 250. The 230, they rate it for like 20 gallons up to 100 gallons. I mean, I would never try to put this in anything smaller than this. This is about the smallest I would put it. Right now, it is running in pulsing mode, and I'm only going to do these tests mainly on pulsing mode because that's what we all really use. I mean, I don't know much people that use constant mode. I'm sure there is, so I'm not trying to bag on you if you do. I'm just trying to say I'm going to go with what more people use, and I've seen it's always the pulsing mode, which is like this. Another thing I do want to say, shoot, I just forgot what I was going to say. So yeah, I am going to do it in pulsing mode only. I'll do a few 100% full blast runs just so you can see what it does. But yeah, guys, like I said, don't take this review too, literal. Each pump is different. Each pump caters to a certain market and a certain water movement. So yeah, guys, with that being said, let's get right into it. So right now, I am running this pump, the Gyre, at 30% pulsating mode. So 30%, 10%, 30%, 10%, 30%, and so on and so forth. It is running, I believe, with the 4-second delay, or 2 second on, 2 second not off, but 2 second 20%, 2 second 10%, or 30%. Sorry. So let me repeat that again. 2 seconds for 30%, 2 seconds for 10%. And you can see it's a very good water movement. We're going to be using the gonopores as reference because they're the biggest ones that flow quite a bit. I pissed off a lot of the corals bringing up the light because the only way you can see it in video is turning on the whites. So I pissed off a lot of them already, which is why you don't see the torches too open, but they'll still give us an idea of the water movement. So right now we are running on 30. We're going to ramp it up to 60%. So here we go, guys. This is 60%. We are going to let it settle. So you see, with the Gyre, you get very nice water agitation, and it's very laminar. It's all through the top of the water. You can move the MP-10 higher, and you will get that, but it tends to be more concentrated in one area, where the Gyre, it's all throughout the top. You can see there, we're getting movement all through there. So you can see the gonopores, we're still getting very nice water movement. So the way the Gyre is throwing water, it's coming through the top here, hitting this glass, coming down, and then wrapping through the bottom and being sucked up again. So that's exactly what it's doing. So you can see we're seeing very good water movement even at 60%. We're not getting any sandstorms on this side. So right now, let's increase it to 100%. I know I'm going to piss off some corals here, but it's all just for the hobby. Alright guys, so I'm going to piss off a bunch of my corals, but whatever it takes to make you guys happy and make you, really learn and how these two pumps work. So we're still not getting a sandstorm. You can see the clown over here is like pissed. He's like, what the hell's going on? So we're not getting sandstorm, but we are getting a lot more movement. You can see even at 100%, you can see it's not too crazy over here. It's not even too crazy here with this hammer. We're getting good movement on the hammer. I saw a little bit of sand movement right now, not too bad. We're getting very good surface agitation on the top, and these corals are still not going crazy on the right. One thing I did do to the gyre though, to kind of power it down a little bit, these two output nozzles, I put extensions on them and I made them come out farther and also intercept the water flow of the gyre. That's why you see them both pointing that direction. If I were to remove those guys, there'd be a huge sandstorm in here. So yeah, this thing is very powerful. But you can see it's very tamed down water movement. And you can see what I mean where it's not concentrated water flow. It's very dispersed all through the top. Excuse the bird there, guys. We have a bird, but I'm trying my best to give you guys a more, accurate review here. So you can see there, it's not too crazy, not too bad. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the gyre in 100% constant mode. So we're going to run it in 100%. Now I am going to piss off a lot of fish on this one, because right now it's running at 100% pulsating mode. So let's go just to 100% wide open throttle. All right, there we go, guys. That's 100% power. You can see a lot of water agitation on the top. A lot of water agitation. See, the fish are just going nuts. Look at the gonopore. It's just laying on its side. It's a lot of water movement, a lot. But you can really see here, I don't know if you guys can see all the dust being lifted. You can really see just how much water this thing's moving. It's absolutely ridiculous how much water it moves. There's like no dead spots anywhere. It's ridiculous. And then right now we're gonna run it at 10% constant. So we're gonna run it at the lowest speed possible. All right, so right now we're running at 10% constant, so not pulsating. There's so much like dust in the water now. You guys can't see it on video, or you can kind of see it. I can see it in person. It looks really nasty. You can see even at the lowest setting, we're still getting good movement. Yeah, I can still see everything doing this. Everything, even at the lowest setting. And it's doing it very majestically like this. Very slow. But I am indeed seeing that movement for sure with this pump. Another thing I'm going to run it right now, I'm going to run it with this gyre is really known for, which is, I don't know the name for it, but it runs it, I guess in reverse mode. So it's going to throw water here. I'm going to set it for 30% forward and 30% backward. So what it's going to do, it's going to throw water backwards and forward in alternating mode. So it's going to stop the motor and turn the propellers backwards to push water this way. So let me do that now. All right, so right now we're going 30% forward, and I'll be able to see the surface agitation when it stops and goes reverse. So I'll let you guys know when that happens. Right now. Okay, right now it's gonna start throwing water this way. There you go, you see the water coming down from the bottom? You see that? It's blowing all the dust off of here. So right now it's running in reverse. You can see it's a very random. If you really want random in your tank, this is where this really comes into play. So right now we're getting water movement like this, and then here we go back to the normal motion. So like this. There we go. So now it's stopped. It's gonna run reverse. You can see there the torch kind of swaying randomly. It's gonna stop in a little bit, and then it's gonna go forward. Right about. Let's see, now, there we go. So we're back to this motion. So you can see the water, it starts going like this for about 6 seconds. Then it stops, it slows down. This thing kicks in reverse and it creates turbulent water on this side. I feel like a weather guy right now. I feel like a weather guy. So today we're gonna have clouds on this. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I feel like a weather guy. I just need like a little control in my hand. Wait, do I have it here? We'll use this as my control. So today, guys, we're gonna have cloudy skies here in Southern California. We got a few showers here on the LA area. Moving up, we got some cloud movement up towards the north. We got some snow. It's gonna be packing the San Gabriel. Well, San Gabriel doesn't get no snow, but the Big Bear Mountains. So yeah, guys, have a great weekend. No, but I'm just kidding. That was my way. I guess that was my long dream of being a weatherman. I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys, you can really see the movement on the gyre. It doesn't mess around. It's a very nice movement. So yeah, I think now what we're gonna do, we're gonna plug up the MP-10, run the MP-10 in a few different modes, and yeah, once we do both of those, I plan on taking these pumps out and taking them out of the tank and displaying them side by side so you get to see the actual size of them. And yeah, guys, so let me get the MP-10 all plugged in and get that baby powered up. So right, guys, right now we're gonna do the test on the Ecotech MP-10 here. Now I'm not going to do this video voiceover because it's a lot easier to do here so you guys can see what I see in real time. In voiceover it's a little bit more hard to get that across, so I want to do this as as I'm doing it. So the first test we're going to do is in pulse mode because it's in the mode that almost everybody runs their tanks. Alternating pulse mainly, so I'm not going to do too many tests on steady stream. I'll do a few, but mainly my tests today are going to be on pulsating here. So we have the MP-10 right here. We're going to set it up to that's about 50% power, so we'll do just one below that. Press set, and then we're going to set here the frequency of the pulse just right about a quarter, and we're going to let the tank settle for a little bit, and let's see what's happening. I'm going to let you guys know in real time what I'm noticing. So we're starting to get a little bit of wave action here on the top. Let me move the camera a little bit to the top here so you can kind of see it. So we're getting a little bit of movement on the top of the water. We're getting the swaying motion. One of my main concerns with these style of power head, because it is a power head, is they throw a very concentrated stream. So right away when putting this on, I am looking for that steady, hard stream. And believe it or not, I'm not seeing too much of it. It is coming here on the front of my glass, so it does hit the front. This is a rimless tank, so it does curve. It is a curved glass, so it's actually very nice because it pushes everything back. So I'm not getting too much of that pop when it hits the wall. It's actually rotating around the rocks, coming all the way around. And believe it or not, I'm seeing a lot of stuff come out here from the left side, so it's recirculating. I'm actually getting some pretty good movement. The reason I set this up on the left is because here with the Gonapora, we can easily see the movement and how aggressive or not aggressive it is. So at the moment you can see the Gonapora is kind of laying down because this is where we're getting most of our breakup in the tank. So it's actually pretty good. I'm actually not going to complain. Let's try and bring the pulsating mode all the way down, see what it does. You can see it's very fast. And let's see how everything responds. Mainly looking at the Gonapora, because that's the one that's really going to show us movement. Hopefully I don't piss it off and it doesn't close on us. I am seeing a lot more movement on the top of the water line. You can see here, that's actually very nice. And we are in the fastest pulsing mode. You can see there. It's as fast as it goes. You can see it can't go any faster. The torches are getting some pretty nice movement. I'm still even getting movement here on the left, which is actually very impressive, especially for a power head. I've ran the Jabo style power heads and wasn't happy with them. The Gonapora, we're still getting some laydown. We'll try later in the video repositioning it. Right now we're going to move it back to all the way the most laggy pulsating mode. So you can see it's going to take a few seconds to cycle. We're going to let the tank settle and see what we see. Okay, we are getting some pretty good movement on the Gonapora. It's a lot more random now. I start to see them flush forward. Hopefully that shrimp doesn't piss it off, because that's kind of our only reference we have for this video is that Gonapora. I'm not getting as much swaying on the top, given I didn't change the power setting, but I don't see much fluctuation on the top. Okay, we are getting the Gonapora start swinging more to the front. So we are seeing, and then here, you know, you can kind of here keep it in relation with the light. So power, and then down, and then power, and then down. You can see where the Gonapora relaxes on the stream. One more test we're gonna do. Put this baby at full power, and we'll bring this down to about 50% pulse, and let's see what we see. So right away we see more movement on the torches. We see a lot more movement on the torches. We see a lot more stuff coming from the back of the rock. We can see some, I don't know if you guys saw that, but some sand just went, there he goes again, some more sand moving there. Gonaporas are probably going to get pissed off keeping in this mode. So this pump for sure has enough power for a JBJ 45 gallon. There's no question about it. You guys can see there. Getting a little bit too much movement on the right and decent movement on the left. So let's bring this down all the way so we get the fastest pulsating mode. You can see there. And let's see what happens. So this is running at 100%. We're getting a lot more swaying on the top water line. You can see here. We're moving a lot more sand right now as well. Gonaporas are doing pretty good, not too bad. I really do like movement. I'm getting a lot of movement behind the rocks of water, so actually very, very nice. So right now, we set it to the lowest setting. Wait, did I? There we go. I think this thing's like brain farting on me, so excuse me. Come on. Okay, there we go. So let me set it to the lowest setting. Press set, and then put it in pulsate mode. So this is the lowest setting, and I want to see if it still does pretty good water movement, because for sure the Gyre does very good water movement even on the lowest setting. Wow, this is actually beautiful. We're not getting too much movement here on the Gonaporas, which is actually really nice. The torches, you can see, we see very little movement also on the hammer. We're still getting water movement. I can see it in the dust storm I blew up. I can see it coming around the rock. So ideally, we can put it to the highest pulsating mode here. Not the highest power, just the highest time in pulsating mode. You can see it's still doing pretty good. So just by running all the settings right now, if this was my tank, I would probably set it up at about a quarter, right around here as far as power is concerned. And then let's see how that responds. So it's actually pretty good response we're getting. You can see the Gonaporas aren't laying down too much. Excuse extra sound. There's, you know, other people here, so excuse the sound, guys. But yeah, you can see that the Gonaporas are not laying down too much. The fish are actually really enjoying it. And just for the heck of it, what we're going to do right now, we're going to run it in 100% speed. So right now the MP-10 is running at 100% speed. This is as fast as this bad boy will go. You can see a lot of sand movement here on the bottom, just blowing the sand. The Gonaporas are getting pissed off. You can see the clowns swimming a lot more. We've got a lot of dust storm around it. But luckily with this style tank, I'm getting a lot of revolving water movement like this. So right now it's running at 100% power. You can see it's more than enough for this tank. So right now, what we are going to do, I'm going to move the MP-10 towards the center of the tank. So place it more that way, so it's more equal to where the gyre is, and see what we get from there. All right guys, so right now we have the MP-10 running right down the middle, about the same depth, if you would, of the gyre. So we get more, but even then, since this is a curved glass, I'm still seeing the wraparound effect happening in the tank, even though I place it more to the middle. You see the Gonipora relaxed a little bit better here with this setup. So it is doing very good. I still tend to see the same water movement. I see it going around the rock, coming around here. So actually very happy with the water movement. So what I'm gonna do now is unmount both of these pumps. I'm gonna take them out of the water, put them side by side so you can see the size difference, and then pretty much just end this review. So one thing, I actually finished editing this video, and I was like, holy crap, I forgot to talk about one thing. So here I am, guys. I kind of just grabbed this clip from nowhere, just, so I'm not just here talking, you guys can be looking at something. So the one thing I forgot to cover that I believe is very important is sound level. So I didn't catch this on video, but I do have a decibel meter on my iPhone, and I was able to perform these tests running both pumps in 30% mode and running them both at 100% mode. So at 100% mode, I was getting a little bit, I think 1 or 2 more decibels with the gyre. I got a little bit more sound out of it. But to be totally honest with you, I have a couch sitting right behind this shot right here. The couch is probably, I don't know, 3 feet from this tank. And I really can't hear it. A lot of things you're going to read online. This is why I'm a firm believer to not believe. I'm a firm believer to not believe everything you hear online, guys. I'm not saying everything on there is wrong, but I do RC planes and FPV quads, and in that industry, it's the same thing. Everybody in there knows you don't, take everything you read online and run with it. Take it, analyze it, but at the end of the day, stuff that works for you isn't going to work for the guy next door, even if it's the same exact setup, is what I've found. And the same applies to these aquariums, these saltwater aquariums. So yeah, a lot of guys online, you're going to hear they say the gyres, they're horrible, they break, they suck, they're super loud, and all this stuff. I mean, I remember the first generation gyres did have some issues, the 130s and 150s. But the XF series, they've been really good. I mean, at least to me, my neighbor has one, my buddies have one. We've all pretty much came to the same conclusion. They're a little bit loud at the beginning. Once they break in, like, I can't hear it at all. I just cannot hear it at all. So now going to the MP-10. The MP-10, as soon as I put it in, it had this weird sound. One thing I want to mention, these pumps, they will have a sound, and what is recommended if you read the manual is you twist the motor, the dry side. Twist it clockwise, counterclockwise. Sometimes you can even do the wet side. Just twist it. Because it could be the magnets are not aligned right, so they're actually interfering as it's spinning, which will make it make a weird sound. That I learned very soon. But yeah, once I got it situated, it was a little bit loud for, I'd say, 10 minutes. Then after, I couldn't even hear it. Running at 100%, it obviously does get a little bit louder, but I think it was only a 1 decibel increase versus a gyre was a 2 decibel increase at 100%. But even then, guys, the 1 decibel, I sat on the couch, I couldn't notice them running. I really couldn't. I'm not exaggerating here. So yeah, as far as the sound level is concerned, guys, don't worry about it. None of these 2 pumps are loud at all. I think the loudest part of my tank is my skimmer. And yeah, I think the skimmer and my algae scrubber, the bubbles it's making. But yeah, guys, if you're worried about the sound, don't be worried about the gyre. It's not loud at all. And don't be worried about the MP-10. I don't think I've read about it, or actually, yeah, I have. I have come across some forums where they say it's really loud too.
You know, these are products, guys. Every product has issues. You know, I'm a big Apple fan, Apple fanatic, and I'm sure once in a while you're going to get an Apple that just has a bug. It has an issue. It's you know it's the nature of the game, guys. No product. You can't mass produce a product, make 10,000 of them, and expect every single one of them to be perfect. So you know there is issues. Luckily, both these companies stand behind their product. And they will take care of it. So if you do have an issue, contact these companies and they'll take care of you if you are having an issue. But yeah, that just wanted to cover that audio section. So yeah, let's move on here with the video.
All right, so I've unmounted both of the pumps already. And guys, I really hope you guys appreciate this part because the way I have my wiring done on my tank, it's like really, really clean. So it was a lot of work to get this controller out. But, you know, I really wanted to show you guys and demonstrate um, all the parts involved to each of these systems. The only thing each one of these is missing at the moment, not missing, but not here in the video, is a power supply. The power supply, they both have it, and it's really the same size, guys. Just take my word for it. It's about well, it's like a power supply from a for a laptop. Like, you know, the charger we have, same thing. It's about yay thick and about yay long. So it's really not that big at all. Um, so that's the only thing you guys aren't seeing here. And for both of them, they're pretty much the same size. So I guess this will be a better way to demonstrate these. So here you have the working parts of the Vortec. The Vortec is obviously two parts, the wet side and the dry side here. And yeah, I'm no professional by any means, but I fly a lot of drones, do a lot of our seaplanes, so I'm always very mechanically inclined, and I kind of have an idea of how stuff works. I haven't opened this up, but just by looking at it, it is a propeller attached to a shaft. And the way I've never opened these, and I've never seen diagrams of the inside, but the way I'm guessing, there's a plate or some sort of thing here on the bottom that's flat in a way, and it has two magnets attached. There's a positive and negative, maybe even two positive, two negatives. I'm not sure because, like I said, I haven't opened it. And the way that works, the motor is in here. So the motor is sitting here. The motor probably has a shaft where it has a plate that has the opposite end of this plate. So the plate has the same amount of magnets, obviously opposite poles. And when the motor spins it, because the motor's in here on the shaft, it spins it on the inside. It spins the opposite end of this, making this propeller spin. So that's, like I said, I've never opened these. I've never seen diagrams, but I guarantee you that's exactly how they're made. Not exactly, but at least, you know, most of the design. So the nice side of this is the only part that sits inside your tank is this. It's a very small footprint, doesn't stick out too much, but this is it. With the Gyre, we have a motor in the middle, and we have two propellers. Actually, this one, I'll open it a little bit later just so you guys can see. We have a motor, two propellers here that swing in the same direction, both of them. The nice thing about this one, you can put a reverse propeller here to make it more efficient when it runs into reverse. So it wouldn't be as efficient. One would be efficient running forward, one would be more efficient running backward. So if you are running the alternator mode, it's great. For you guys out there that have a small tank and you want to dumb this down, if 10% isn't too little, I recommend putting a normal propeller on one and a reverse on another if you're always running in constant mode or pulsing forward all the time. Because this one will be really inefficient when it's going forward, or, you know, however you install the propellers. Next we have, this would be the equivalent of this. Obviously this isn't a motor, but it holds it as well. So this would be inside the tank and this would be outside the tank. And you can see there, it's very, oh shit, very strong magnets, you can see. And then we finally have the controllers. So this is a control. This controller is very nice. It has an LCD screen here that lights up. There's timers, so you can have it run from certain time and certain modes. And there's two pre-programmed modes that are very nice. You got this pressing, and then the two buttons obviously has feeding mode and all that. And you can also hook up two pumps here. Obviously in my little tank, the sand would freaking fly out of the tank. And then you have a power lead here, so that, you know. Oh, and there's also an SD card. The SD card, I think you could do updates and then load other profiles, I think, in there. I'm really not sure. Nice heatsink on the back. And the way they have this when they ship it to you, it comes with a little mount that clips onto here. So you can quickly attach it and detach it, you know, when you're programming it. So it's actually really nice. So it doesn't permanently attach. The other end of this, a plastic piece, is the one that permanently attaches. So it's very easy to use this. Here we have the MP-10 controller. Very basic 3 buttons. A knob, you know, forward, back, and then, oh no, this one doesn't have a press feature, sorry. And that's pretty much it. You know, you can only connect one pump to this, and I'm not sure what that is. I didn't end up reading the manual. I'm sure if I did, it would tell me. So you can see it's pretty much the same footprint as far as the controllers are concerned. They're almost identical footprint. Wow, I just realized that. Almost identical footprint on both of them. Oops, almost identical on both of them. And I will have to say let me fix the camera here. Actually, let me put that back the camera. Just the hair. I almost dropped the camera here. Let me fix the camera, guys. Sorry about that. Okay, there we go. So I do want to say one thing I do like right from the bat from the Gyre has a really long power cord. Not that the MP-10 one isn't long enough. I mean, this one is more than long enough, but this one's just a little bit longer. I mean, it's a lot of power cord. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much that. I'm going to quickly open this one up just so you can see what it looks like on the inside. And then we're going to wrap up this review. So let's, you guys can see if ever I'm cleaning this, you're going to see here in live time how long it takes me to open it up. So starting now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 seconds. The whole thing's taken apart. Look at that. That's it. Here are the propellers. You can see them both moving. And I mean, I can disassemble the propeller too if I wanted to, but this is all I do to clean it. And then putting it back together, it's very simple. Make sure the shaft is coming out. Twist it into place. Same thing here. Make sure the shaft is lined up. Don't press it. Don't force it. And you can see the shaft right there. And then you grab this piece, align it here, make sure the line's on the outside here, align the inside, outside. There we go, and it's back together. So you can see it's very simple to maintain. Let me dry my hand real quick. It's very simple to maintain this one here. And I mean, this one, you can't really take it apart, but I mean, you don't need to. It's just a propeller right here, and you know, that's pretty much it. There's not much to take apart. But so my final thoughts, given it's not fair to put these side by side, they're 2 completely different designs. This one is meant to move more water in a horizontal mode. This one is meant to move more water in a focused mode. But given the other power heads I've tested, like the J-Bows and other power heads, this is by far way better than those. Not only the controllability, but I noticed their propeller is a lot wider than the average ones you find. It's moving a lot more water. Now I see why people say the MP-10 move so much. I mean, look at the propeller and just the power head on it. It's big. It's a lot bigger than the competition of this class, of course. This would be equivalent to like a J-Bow PP4. Or maybe even a PP8, but even then, this one still moves water than both of them. It's a lot more controllable. If you have the reef link, it's a lot better because you can hook this up to your radions if you have lights, and the reef link make it very controllable. Control it for anywhere in your world, and you know, use your phone to take care of that. So yeah, it wouldn't be fair to compare them side by side, but this thing, guys, it for sure is enough. At least if you got a JBJ, this is more than enough. If you are looking for different water movement, more mass of water being moved, and even though you think this is more aggressive, it's actually more gentle than this one, the way it moves the water. Because it's moving more mass, but it's not focusing it in one direction. So it's not like, you know, hitting the wall and just blowing everything. Where this one, it kind of does that, but not really. Other cheap power pumps I've seen, they do that exact thing, which I absolutely hated. And I thought this thing was going to do, but it doesn't do. So it does a very good job. But yeah, if you are looking for the Gyre more equal laminar flow, especially if you have a big rectangular tank, this would be a little bit better. But even then, I wouldn't, you know, I'd love to run these side by side. I would love to run them side by side. But I think for my tank and my taste personally, I'm going to stick with the Gyre. This one here was actually a local reefer let me borrow it. Believe it or not, guys, this guy had never known me in the past before. He literally let me borrow this without even knowing me at all. So big shout out to him. I'll be returning this to him, and thanks to him, this review was possible. Given if Ecotech Marine contacted me and they said, you know what, we're going to send you one or two of these pumps, of course I'd get rid of this and use their pump. But given I don't want to fork out more money and buy this, I'm for sure going to stick with the Gyre. But yeah, they are two completely different water movements for two completely different markets. Although, for me, I really did like the Gyre, but I was very impressed with this. I thought it was going to be a lot more concentrated, a lot more just, conical and overpowering, but it wasn't. I really loved it. So yeah, guys, that's going to be it for today's review, guys. I really hope this was my first product review. Hopefully I was able to give you guys a lot of useful information today, and I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I was very, very excited to do it for you. So yeah, guys, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concern, be sure to leave them down in the comment box below. And guys, please, please, please join my Instagram. For you guys that aren't following me, we just surpassed 1,500 followers. So be sure to check me out there. I'm always updating a lot. And if you aren't subscribed to this channel, guys, please subscribe. It really helps me out. If you like this video, guys, and if it earned your thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I'd like to hear what pumps you're running. Let's talk in the comments. Let me know what you're running. If you have questions about them, be sure to let me know. But we're going to wrap this up video here today, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Till next time.